Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Elves. Can I see the future of elves? Qin Ze woke up and received a message from his senior sister saying did she win first place in the elf battle. Qin Ze, with a bewildered expression on his face, opened his phone and took a look. Above are all some strange news. Recently, the Antarctic exploration and excavation team discovered the footprints of large elves after delving into a new type of secret realm. After being identified by footprint experts, they are suspected to be ancient species of elves, such as ice and snow dragons. Eagle and Falcon Alliance's wilderness exploration and survival expert, Bay, unexpectedly ate a large amount of green caterpillars raw on uninhabited islands and praised their rich protein. Surprisingly, a man from the Sakura Alliance secretly fell in love with ghosts and held an unprecedented human spirit wedding with the ghost elf Snow Fairy. Ding! The elf future system has been launched. The host can view the future of the sprite through the data panel. Damn it! This guy's future is too tragic, isn't it? Hey, this guy doesn't even have a future. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Message from Senior Sister. New Book Ball. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pengcheng University. Ordinary single dormitory. Our reporter Bing Bing reports that the 12th Elf Beauty Pageant held in Beichuan City has finally come to an end. The champion of this competition is accompanied by the TV slightly noisy with a hint of noise. Qin Ze woke up from his sleep. Looking up at the familiar ceiling above, Qin Ze instinctively stretched lazily. Pick up the phone on the sofa carpet. Several messages popped up above. Recently, the Antarctic exploration and excavation team discovered the footprints of large elves after delving into a new type of secret realm. After being identified by footprint experts, they are suspected to be ancient species of elves, such as ice and snow dragons. Eagle and Falcon Alliance's wilderness exploration and survival expert, Bay, unexpectedly ate a large amount of green caterpillars raw on uninhabited islands and praised their rich protein. Surprisingly, a man from the Sakura Alliance secretly fell in love with ghosts and held an unprecedented human spirit wedding with the ghost elf Snow Fairy. When Qin Ze saw many news on his phone screen, unconsciously rubbed his eyes. Doubt if you have high myopia. You can take another look. But still these news. Ice and snow dragon. Green caterpillar. Snow fairy. Isn't this special the elf in Pokémon? As a Pokémon enthusiast, Qin Ze naturally knows a lot about elves. But what happened before us? But it made him feel a bit dazed. Suddenly, another communication light is on. Qin Ze clicked to take a look. It was a message sent by the graduated senior sister Shan Yuding. Qin Ze. Have you woken up yet? I passed my elf battle exam this morning successfully. I still ranked first. My senior sister will treat you to dinner later. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot that you freshmen are going to choose your initial sprite this afternoon. Qin Ze, make a good choice. Your initial partner is crucial for your future development. After seeing these individual messages from Senior Dan Yuding, Qin Ze was completely dumbfounded. How come even senior students? Qin Zegong wanted to say that even Senior Dan Yuding was pranking him. Unexpectedly. Brainstorming for a burst of spoilers. Suddenly, a series of memories come to mind like film, impacting Qin Ze's consciousness recklessly. In a daze, Qin Ze's mind seemed to be filled with new memories. After sitting on the sofa for a moment, Qin Ze finally understood. So have you traveled by yourself? Or travel back 3 years and you first entered Pengcheng University and were preparing to experience university life? And different from the world where Qin Ze originally lived. This world is a world where elves and humans coexist. according to the newly loaded memory. Thousands of years ago. Various secret realms, big and small, suddenly descend from all over the world. In the secret realm, living with a large number of unknown creatures. At first, humans hold hostility towards these creatures. After decades of struggle, humanity finally understands. These creatures seem to have no natural hostility towards humans. Only when humans attack them. Only then will we launch a counterattack. So far, human beings have decided to begin taming these creatures. It has been a period of several decades. Humanity has finally invented a carrier that can incorporate these organisms into it. The research doctor named it the Pokémon Ball. At the same time, these creatures are also uniformly named elves. With the development of the times, more and more elves are emerging from the secret realm and pouring into the human world. Whether it's the sky, ocean, forest, desert, mountains, or city, the figures of elves are flowing everywhere. Now, elves have become an indispensable part of human daily life. In all walks of life, there are also elves engaged in work. For example, Baijiao Waimai, De Zui K Waimai, Du Du Li Kuaidi, Thunderbolt Power Plant, Denai Kan Milk Company, Kentaro Beef Manufacturing at the same time. Among humans, there are also professions closely related to elves. Like elf trainers, elf doctors, elf police, elf cultivators, elf coordination trainers, elf explorers. Wait a minute. According to the regulations of the Huaxia Alliance, any young person who is over 18 years old and has no criminal record, you can all get a free elf, thus becoming an elf trainer. And Qin Ze, as a top student who was admitted to the highest level college in Pengcheng province with excellent grades, is a top student at Pengcheng University. There is naturally a chance to choose a free elf as one's initial partner. This afternoon, it's the day when the freshmen of Pengcheng University randomly select elves. Qin Ze, why haven't you come yet? We're all almost here, just as Qin Ze was still in a daze. Another message pops up on the phone. This time, he is a new student in the same class as Qin Ze. It is also a message sent by Ntongyue, who is known as the school flower among the freshmen of this year. See the message from Ntongyue. Qin Ze couldn't help but think of his relationship with Ntongyue. Qin Ze and Ntongyue in their past lives were childhood sweethearts. The two grew up together from a young age. Whether it's elementary, middle, or high school, they all attend the same school and class. It can be said that it is extremely destined. In the end, after a party in their sophomore year, the two officially got together. After sorting out my memories, Qin Ze discovered. In this lifetime, Qin Ze and Ntongyue were childhood sweethearts who studied in the same school as both primary, middle, and high schools. It seems the world has just changed, but in terms of interpersonal relationships, there hasn't been any change yet. Qin Ze muttered to himself. Including the information sent by Senior Shan Yuding earlier. It can also be seen that is the senior sister still the same senior sister. The needle is good. Qin Ze couldn't help but smile with satisfaction at the corner of his mouth. Immediately. Then he got up from the sofa. I simply organized my attire. Get ready to go to the playground. Based on memory. In the afternoon, all freshmen will be on the playground of Pengcheng University. Select the initial sprite provided by the school. P.S. New author, new book. My benefactors, collect a wave of balls, along with free flowers and evaluation tickets. Thank you. Chapter 2. Considerations about initial elves. New. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The playground of Pengcheng University. Very large. When walking near the playground, Qin Ze saw a lot of freshmen standing there, whispering to each other, not knowing what they were talking about. When approaching the location of one's own class, Qin Ze met familiar people. Antong Yu, wearing a white long dress and a gray sun hat. Qin Ze this way, and Tongyue took the initiative to wave his hand at Qin Ze. This move. It also attracted the envy of many boys nearby, including a few malicious looks. Qin Ze disregarded this group of people. I walked directly to Antongyue's side. Have you all lined up for me? Qin Ze chuckled lightly. No, there isn't. Antongyu shook her head and said. Qin Ze, however, regarded her as being stubborn. Prepare to continue teasing her. Unexpectedly, someone patted my right shoulder. Qin Ze turned around and looked around. He is a guy with a round face and a big belly. Yo! Lin Tao, are you there too? Good Qin Ze. You lascivious guy, I've been there all along. As Lin Tao spoke, he made a gesture of wanting to hit Qin Ze. Antong smiled and explained, actually, this position was reserved for you by Lin Tao. Ah. This way. It's also true. Qin Ze stroked his chin. After thinking about it. With Lin Tao's large tonnage, one person can occupy two positions. And this big-bellied Lin Tao is actually Qin Ze's youngest son. Fatty guy, thank you very much this time. I'll treat you to dinner later. Qin Ze patted Lin Tao's shoulder. Then he turned around and chatted with Antongyue, how about it? Have you figured out what the initial elf will choose? The initial elf. Antongyue touched her cheek with her fingers. Some people with choice difficulties say, Qin Ze, do you have any suggestions? Suggestion. Qin Ze thought for a moment and said, as for the selection of initial elves, I personally believe that choosing elves with better cultivation is more important than appearance. After all, our Huaxia alliance has regulations that elves are not allowed to be released at will. If you choose an elf, you must be responsible for it for a lifetime. So, the choice of the initial elf is particularly important. Choosing a well-cultivated elf can save a lot of expenses in terms of cultivating elves, including the subsequent collection of elves. If the initial elves cannot defeat wild elves, it will be difficult to recruit new elves. Qin Ze's understanding of this world, coupled with his own knowledge of elves. Analyzed with Antongyue. Of course, as a little rich woman, you don't have to worry too much about the cost of cultivating elves. Hear Qin Ze's teasing. Antongyue pinched Qin Ze directly. What about you? Do you have any clear goals for choosing the initial sprite? After pinching Qin Ze, Antongyue asked Qin Ze for his thoughts. Me. After careful consideration, Qin Ze. Personally, I am more inclined towards insect and grass-type elves, said Antongyue seriously. Insect-type elves have a short evolutionary cycle and are easy to cultivate. They can grow to their final form in the fastest time possible. This way, even in the beginner-trainer stage, they can have abundant combat power. Besides, Qin Ze thought of the supernatural giant wasp of Sakaki. However, in reality, it is still a bit difficult for the giant hornet to slaughter gods. Not to mention what? Antongyu is so curious. It's nothing. The fatal flaw of insect-type elves is their low upper limit. Therefore, if you choose insect-type elves, you can only transition in the early stage, and you must quickly defeat stronger elves as your backbone. Of course. Qin Ze's analysis is aimed at people who want to become professional-level trainers. If you only want to be an amateur trainer. Actually, choosing anything is the same. What about the grass-type elves? Antongyue asked again. Grass-type elves are easy to cultivate, and daily photosynthesis can save trainers a considerable amount of cultivation costs. Of course. Grass-type elves also have a fatal flaw, their combat power is not as strong. And they have many weaknesses. Qin Ze spoke frankly. Just as the two were still talking, I saw the leader of the school suddenly present. And behind him, there is also a car. There are hundreds of Pokémon balls on the car. Seeing the feat before us, Qin Ze's heart was surprisingly a little excited. Which car is the initial elf of everyone? And when the school leaders walked to the front of the playground, suddenly, some elderly voices rang out on the playground broadcast. Hello everyone, freshmen. I am the president of Pengcheng University, and you can call me Saint Anhu. Hear the 3 words, Saint and Fox. Many students who are familiar with the news of the elf world. All eyes lit up directly. Unexpectedly, our principal is the famous Saint and Fox. The chubby Lin Tao beside him, his eyes lit up. Fatty guy, do you know him? Qin Ze said curiously. Of course. Saint Anhu was a representative figure of an era before. When he was young, he achieved almost all the honors he could obtain, and also explored countless special secret realms. He is one of the few 3-star professional trainers in our Huaxia Alliance. I heard Lin Tao's admiration on his face. Qin Ze touched his chin. Only then did I understand that the white-bearded principal in front of me is so awesome. Surprisingly, he is still a 3-star professional trainer. According to Qin Ze's memory, the ranks of trainers in this world are divided into amateur trainer, newcomer trainer, regular trainer, elite trainer, senior trainer, and professional trainer. Occupations are divided into ordinary, 1 star, 2 stars, and 3 stars. Among them, amateur trainers refer to a group of people who possess elves and cultivate them as pets and transportation tools. They have only a limited understanding of elf cultivation and combat. A new trainer refers to a new trainer who is in the system of learning and training related knowledge, has obtained elves, and has registered as a trainer for less than a year. Like Qin Ze, after obtaining the elves, he can register and become a new trainer at the Alliance Center. And Samsung Professional Trainer, it is the ceiling of a trainer. The existence of the current 4 heavenly kings with strength comparable to that of the Huaxia Alliance. Even the All-China Alliance and Samsung Professional Trainers are among the few. P.S. Regarding the grading of trainers, the classification of elf levels and qualifications all uploaded in the introduction. Chapter 3. Wave Enthusiasts. System down. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the arrival of Principal Saint Anhu, everyone on the playground stopped talking. A solemn expression on his face. Waiting for the school to arrange the distribution of initial sprites. Ladies and gentlemen, the Huaxia Alliance will give every young person over 18 years old a free initial elf. Your initial elf is right behind me. Speaking. The staff began to lift the shelf up. These shelves loaded with Pokémon balls are divided into 19 blocks. They are respectively placed at the forefront of the playground. Above there are nearly thousands of Pokémon balls in total. Freshman students on site. After seeing so many Pokémon balls, everyone's eyes lit up one by one. His eyes were filled with excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, please rest assured. Now, I will talk to you about the relevant matters. Firstly, according to the regulations of the Huaxia Alliance, once you obtain the initial sprite, you can register and become an elf trainer. However, please remember that after obtaining the initial sprite, it is strictly prohibited to beat, curse, harm, or release sprites, which are not allowed by the Alliance. Secondly, you must think carefully about what attributes of elves you want to cultivate before selecting them. Behind me, there are a total of 19 shelves, among which 18 shelves are placed with 18 different types of elf balls with different attributes. Later, there will be a random draw on site, and according to the order of the draw, students will come up and randomly select the elves. The attributes of the selected elves are of your own choice, and the type of elves. Everything depends on fate. After hearing Principal Saint Anhu's account, Qin Ze couldn't help but be taken aback. I didn't expect it. The way Pengcheng University chooses the initial sprite. How could it be so dramatic? Besides being able to choose their own attributes, the types of elves are actually random. That means the potential and qualifications of elves also random. Do you really want to play that big? While Qin Ze was still pondering, Principal Xing said again, I believe everyone must be curious why there are 19 shelves for 18 attributes, right? Ha ha ha. On the 19th shelf, there are various attributes of elves, including potential. The potential of the elves on the first 18 shelves is very average, mostly at the elite or Taoist level. And the elves on this 19th shelf have potential ranging from the masses to the kings. It all depends on your luck. I heard Principal Xing with a slightly playful smile. The new students on the entire playground were in deep sorrow. Good guy. Good guy. This is to clarify the school provides you with a choice. Either choose mediocrity, choose the attributes you like, but don't know what kind of fixed qualification sprite. Either choose adventure, choose unknown attributes, qualifications, and types of elves. This is just a big gamble. Qin Ze, how should we make a decision? Antonio on the side asked Qin Ze with some hesitation. Qin Zegong is about to answer. But I found that a mechanical sound suddenly rang out in my mind. Is it an illusion? Qin Ze paused for a moment. The mechanical sound suddenly became clear. Ding. The system is loading. Ding. The system has been successfully loaded. Ding. The Elf Future system has been launched. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the initial big gift package. Ding. The initial gift package has been unlocked for the host. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Eye of Talent Skill Appreciation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Talent Skill Prompt function. Eye of Appreciation. The host can view the specific information of the sprite on the data panel through the Eye of Appreciation. Prompt function. The host can detect valuable treasures, including high-potential elves, within a radius of 1 kilometer by activating the prompt function. After the system prompt sound drops, Qin Ze quickly shook his head. Make sure this is not a dream. Me. This is the standard configuration for the traveler. Is it a golden finger? Suddenly, Qin Ze opened his eyes to appreciation. At a glance. On the 19 shelves in front of the playground, there are nearly 1,000 Pokémon balls inside. The specific information of each elf. All are listed on the information panel. Looking at the dazzling collection of elf data, Qin Ze felt a bit dizzy for a moment. Qin Ze. Antonio tapped Qin Ze's shoulder. Seeing Qin Ze shouting without any response, Antonio was somewhat worried about Qin Ze's condition. Ah! After Qin Ze realized it, Antonio was puzzled and said, Qin Ze, what's wrong with you? Your eyes were stunned just now, and there was no response to calling you. I'm fine. I was just thinking about which elf to choose on the shelf, and I accidentally became obsessed with it. Qin Ze scratched his head and explained to Antonio. Also, with 19 shelves and nearly 1,000 elves, the possibility of choosing the one you like is not really high. Antonio did not delve too much into Qin Ze's confusion. But look up and look ahead. At this point, the first new student to be called by name. I have walked to the front of the playground. After inquiry from school leaders, this new student chose to take a risky gamble. I walked directly to the front of the 19th shelf. Next up, under the gaze of the whole audience, this new student picked up one of the Pokémon balls. According to regulations, after receiving the initial elf's Pokéball, the new student need to release the sprite. Get in close contact. This student is also in a hopeful and worried mood. Release the spirits inside the Pokémon ball. Boo Bobo, with the flickering red light of the Pokéball. A bird's cry sounded, followed by a few scattered feathers. When the new students on site finally saw the appearance of this elf clearly, the whole audience burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing to death. This guy, choosing to gamble, actually got a bobo. This luck. It's absolutely amazing. However, we still have to thank this classmate for helping us clear the mine. At least we can confirm that the elf with the Heavenly King level potential on the 19th shelf is still there, and one elf with low potential has been eliminated. Sparrow food. I will draw the elf with the potential of the Heavenly King later. I must thank this Bobo brother. Wait. What do you mean? Look down on us Bobo, right? Where are Bobo enthusiasts? Here we go. I'm a Bobo enthusiast, and I have to speak for Bobo. Our evolved version of Bijiao. Let's not talk about whether he's handsome or not. At least he can work part-time delivering food. Can your elves do it? After hearing the speech of this wave enthusiast, the whole room was once again filled with laughter. And the new student who drew the waves. Then he directly collected Bobo back into the Poké ball and ran away with a disheveled face. P.S. My benefactors, all the values of the ball, thank you. Chapter 4. Elf Future System. Seeking support. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Unlike the group of freshmen on site who mocked the Bobo brothers, Qin Ze, on the other hand, felt somewhat pitiful towards the Bobo brothers. Just now Qin Ze experimented with the functionality of the Elf Future System. That is to say, predict the future of elves. Through the information on the data panel, one can see the future of that wave. This is how it is displayed above. Future of Bobo. As a potential member of the public class, it is very difficult for Bobo to improve his level and strength. Even after going through countless hardships, at the end of his life, he only managed to evolve into a BB bird and could not touch the threshold of a BB eagle. At first, Bobo's trainer was ambitious. After cultivating Bobo for a year, he remained silent. 2 years later, he started talking nonsense. 3 years later, he went crazy. 4 years later, he moved into an elf mental hospital. After seeing the future of waves, Qin Ze couldn't even laugh. I didn't expect the selection of initial sprites. Is it so important for a person's future development? Fortunately, I have my own system, otherwise. Isn't it the second Bobo brothers? Immediately, the second new student takes the stage and prepares to select the elf. This time, this pigeon has learned to be clever. Since the 19th shelf has such a high gambling coefficient, so let's just play steadily. He chose the dragon attribute shelf with the rarest number of Pokémon balls among the 19 shelves. After all, elves with dragon attributes are expensive and rare in the market. Select the sprite with dragon attributes. Even if it happens again, it won't happen again like Popo. After he makes a choice and releases the sprites inside the Poké ball, a piece of garbage appeared in front of everyone. This new student directly inquired with the school authorities. Aren't Lala algae elves of the Poison and Water series? And the explanation given by the school is after the evolution of the garbage algae into the poisonous algae dragon, it has the attributes of a dragon lineage. For a while, the new students on site remained silent. Good guy. Is this okay too? It seems that the dragon attribute shelf may seem tempting, but it's actually a trap. And Qin Ze is more concerned about the future of this garbage algae. The future of garbage dung. This is an elite-level potential garbage dung, with mediocre qualifications and mediocre appearance. The trainer of garbage dung received a long period of special training after obtaining this garbage dung. However, due to the long evolution cycle and weak early strength of garbage dung, the trainer of garbage dung was unable to tame other elves and cultivate it into a poison dung dragon until graduating from university. Even after graduation, the trainer directly changed careers and became an ordinary worker. Zeo stayed with its trainer until their death due to an accident. It was only then that Lua Zeo finally evolved into Poison Algae Dragon. Due to the longevity of the dragon-type elves, the evolved Poison Algae Dragon became the ruler of a water pool, occupying it for nearly 10 years, and was later killed by a meteorite falling from space, ending its long life after seeing the future of this garbage algae. Qin Ze's eyes were filled with silence. Good guy, I feel sorry for this trainer for 3 seconds, okay. Until death, did it stimulate the garbage algae to evolve into a poisonous algal dragon. It's really too tragic. And the method of death for the poisonous Algosaurus, it's really too mystical. Qin Ze shook his head. Continue to observe the future of the elves chosen by other new trainers. In almost half an hour, the school finally won Qin Ze's visa. The next new student to choose elves is Qin Ze from the Elves War class. When the school leader shouted Qin Ze's name, Antonua directly encouraged, Qin Ze, come on. You will definitely be able to select powerful elves. Okay. Pigeons, charge. Lin Tao, the chubby guy, also patted Qin Ze's shoulder and encouraged him. And as Qin Ze walked towards the playground, the prompt system is directly activated. Ding. System detection, 200 meters in front of the left, there is a magical mushroom with quasi-king level potential. Ding. System detection, 202 meters ahead on the left, there is a potential king like Ibrahimovic. Ding. System detection, 206 meters in front of the left, there is a water otter with quasi-king level potential. As the system prompts, the sound will come on. Qin Ze suddenly looked 200 meters ahead to the left. That's just as the direction of the 19th shelf. Good guy. On these 18 shelves, although there are many elves, but the potential is lower than that of a quasi-king level. So the system simply stopped prompting. That is to say, I want to choose a good elf. Do we still have to go to the 19th shelf? Qin Ze, please select the shelf where you want to select the elf. Upon hearing the inquiry from the school leadership, Qin Ze replied without hesitation, I choose the 19th shelf. Stop talking. Qin Ze walked towards the 19th shelf. However, before Qin Ze, there are also 5 students who have chosen the 19th shelf. The elves selected by these 5 individuals are Bobo, Little Lotta, Greedy Chipmunk, Electric Flying Mouse, Little Mountain Pig among them. Apart from the elite potential of Electric Flying Mice, the other 4 elves are all of the same potential as the masses. This also makes the freshmen on site, in fact, most of them have already given up the 19th shelf. And they all laugh at the fool who chooses the 19th shelf. Ha ha ha. Another unlucky guy has appeared. Oh. If I remember correctly, this guy seems to have been admitted to the top student of Pengcheng University with the first place score, right? That's right, it's the Qin Ze academic bully. Ha ha ha. Have even the academic bully started gambling? Let's guess, how lucky are the top students? I guess the green caterpillar. Are you talking about the green caterpillar that can only evolve into a schizoid? Ha ha ha. I don't know who suddenly told a cold joke, which directly caused the audience on site to burst into laughter. However, Qin Ze, turned a blind eye to this group of people. I don't even care what they're talking about. But instead, he focused solely on observing the system's prompts. From just now on, the system has prompted a total of 5 elves with potential at the level of quasi-heavenly kings. But according to the school's rhetoric, on this 19th shelf, there should be elves with heavenly potential. As Qin Ze gets closer to the 19th shelf, finally, the voice that Qin Ze wants to hear. Finally, it started ringing. Ding. System detection, 10 meters ahead, discovered the potential of the Heavenly King level. Chapter 5. The Future Thunder Flame Mad Dog. Seeking support. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ding. System detection, 3 meters in front of the host, there is a potential king-level Katy dog. After hearing the system prompt, Qin Ze immediately opened his eyes to appreciate. Prepare to survey the elves on the 19th shelf. Including the potential Katy dog with the heavenly king level that the system just prompted. Elf. Katy dog male sign, level. Level 5, beginner, attribute. Fire series, feature. Ignite, when attacked by fire attribute moves, absorb flames and your own fire attribute moves will become stronger. Individual values. HP, 30, attack, 31, defense, 31, special attack, 31, special defense, 31, speed, 31, skills. Stare, spark, howl. Genetic skill. Sacrifice collision. Carrying items. None, potential. Heavenly king level, future. A highly talented Katy dog. After being selected by the host, Katy dog began continuous special training to improve its level. After battles, Katy dog learned more and more skills, with extremely strong understanding ability in fire attributes and ignition characteristics, making Katy dog's flame even stronger until it deteriorated. In the future, after obtaining the fire stone to evolve into a wind speed dog, the wind speed dog's strength will be incomparable. With the new type of understanding flame and lightning. It is known as the Thunder Flame Mad Dog. Follow the host to kill all directions, fight countless battles, and become the top of the Chinese alliance, becoming a legend in the wind speed dog family. Epic. When Qin Ze saw the specific information of the Katy dog in front of him, including its future, Qin Ze couldn't help but be taken aback. Good guy. Lei Yen Mad Demon Dog. The pinnacle of the Huaxia Alliance. A legendary epic in the Wind Dog family. This Katy dog, isn't it too impressive? Wait. Qin Ze suddenly realized something was wrong. About the future of this Katy dog. Basically, it is based on Qin Ze's choice of it. The system always recognizes it. Would you choose this Katy dog yourself? Suddenly, Qin Ze used his appreciative eye to scan the other elves on the 19th shelf in a circle. Okay. There is only this elf with the potential of a heavenly king. Qin Ze shook his head. Just pick up the elf ball of the Katy dog in front of you. A knowing smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Katy dog, then. Please give me more guidance in the future, of course. Qin Ze was talking to himself, and no one could hear him speaking. Otherwise, I know what the elves inside the Poké Ball are before I see them. Ju Bai will be treated as a dog toy, okay? If Qin Ze is sure to choose the elf inside this Poké Ball, please release it and let our school register it. The school leaders seem to have noticed that Qin Ze has already selected the elves. Hurry up and urge. And the new students on site. Then one by one, their faces showed signs of mockery. Waiting to make fun of Qin Ze. Okay. Qin Ze responded with a nod. Then he released the Katy dog from the Pokémon Ball. One, accompanied by the flickering red light of the Poké Ball. A barking dog sounded. Immediately, Katy the dog came out of the Poké Ball. When Qin Ze and Katy dog face each other with 4 eyes. The mechanical sound of the system. Suddenly, it rang out from Qin Ze's mind. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully obtaining the first elf and unlocking the talent skill. Super Affinity. Super Affinity. It will make the host emit a strong sense of affinity, making the elves inexplicably feel a sense of familiarity when they see the host, in order to quickly increase the intimacy of the elves. When the system's prompt sound falls, the Katy dog in front of him looked into Qin Ze's eyes, and there was a slight change. It's clearly the first time we've met. But the Katy dog has a feeling of getting used to it at first sight. Directly plunged into Qin Ze's embrace. With a friendly expression on his face, he licked Qin Ze's cheek with his tongue. Okay, be good, ha ha ha. Qin Ze felt a little itchy from being licked by the Katy dog, so he quickly touched the head of the Katy dog. Signal it not to lick. At the same time, the new students on site then fell into a silence. Originally the group of people preparing to make fun of Qin Ze. When Qin Ze saw that the initial elf he drew was actually a Katy dog, everyone couldn't laugh anymore. For Katy dogs, almost everyone knows their preciousness. You should know. In the Huaxia Alliance, Katy dog is a standard accessory for elf police. It is impossible for an ordinary person to tame a Katy dog unless there is a connection. At least there is absolutely no wild Katy dog in the wild. And the wind speed dog evolved from the Katy dog and was listed as an extremely rare legendary elf in the past few years. The first generation is also purple in color. So much so that the content of gold in Katy dogs is extremely high. Even above the 3 elves of the imperial family. And on the school leadership side, when Qin Ze saw that the initial elf selected was Katy dog, everyone showed satisfied smiles one by one. Qin Ze's admission score is first in the entire grade. The top student in the whole grade has chosen a Katy dog. There is no more suitable arrangement than this. Principal Xing Anhu laughed and said to the students on the entire playground, "Ahaha. Congratulations to Qin Ze for winning a good draw." On the 19th shelf, the elf with the potential of the Heavenly King is precisely this Katy dog, and the parents of this Katy dog are by no means ordinary. They are the offspring of the wind speed dog, the fire-type Heavenly King among the 4 Heavenly Kings today. Hey! As the words of Principal Saint Anhu fell, the whole scene was in an uproar. Me! What kind of luck is this Qin Ze? I used to joke that he was a clown, but I didn't expect. The clown was actually me. It's so frustrating that people are more angry than people. Why is it the same 19th stand? The one I drew was the little mountain pig, and Qin Ze was the Katy dog. Parents have to be more handsome than you. Look at Qin Ze's appearance, the level of a good school grass, and then look at you. Even if you don't pee or take care of yourself, you only look like these 13 things. Do you still want to win the Katy dog? I see. Even the little boar is cheaper than you. You just want to be satisfied. This beautiful woman's speech is too hurtful. But her words are rough and not rough. I support you. Can you add a contact information later? Gun. Stinky loser. Do you also deserve to add my mother's contact information? Qin Ze, look over here, you're familiar with me, clip sound, dot. P.S. Elf qualification classification. Popular, normal, elite, Taoist, quasi-heavenly king, champion, divine elf level division. Beginner, 0.10 levels, normal, 11.30 levels, elite, 31.40 levels, senior, 41.50 levels, Taoist, 51.60 levels, quasi-heavenly king, 61.70 levels, heavenly king, 71.80 levels, champion, 81.90 levels, master, 91.100 levels. Chapter 6. First Battle, Katy Dog vs. Water Otter. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Qin Ze ignored the group of people with crazy hair and masturbated at the Katy dog, which was furry and warm, very comfortable. Brother, congratulations. How could you get such a good elf? Lin Tao ran over and patted Qin Ze's shoulder with envy on his face. I hope I have such good luck too. After Lin Tao finished speaking, he looked down at the shelf and now it was his turn, not knowing what he would pick. Lin Tao, if you believe me, choose the third one on the left next to the Pokémon ball I just held. At this moment, Qin Ze suddenly said this sentence. After hearing this, Lin Tao was momentarily taken aback, but Qin Ze didn't say anything more. Then, Lin Tao's heart sank and he decided to listen to Qin Ze. Qin Ze, can I touch the Katy dog? Ntongwei walked over with a shy expression, looking at the cute appearance of the Katy dog, which felt very comfortable to touch. Her girlish heart overflowed. Sure. Qin Ze had no objection and asked Ntongwei to also masturbate the dog, which made Ntongwei extremely happy. He used his hands and made Katy the dog itch and laugh non-stop. Yeah, what kind of elf do you want? Qin Ze asked curiously. After a moment of contemplation, Ntongwei smiled sweetly and said, I am applying for the elf performance major. In the future, I want to become a top performer, and I also hope to obtain a very cute and talented little elf. When Ntongwei said it, she looked at the sky with a longing expression on her face. Qin Ze nodded after hearing this, and then leaned into Ntongwei's ear and whispered softly. Yeah, do you remember where I took the Katy dog just now? You can pick out the elf next to me. After I released the Katy dog, it kept looking at that position with reluctance. Perhaps it was some little fairy that made it restless. Ntongwei was approached so intimately by Qin Ze for the first time, and was called Yu for the first time. Coupled with the hot wind in her ear, her face turned red and her heart beat faster, causing her to instinctively nod. Qin Ze didn't pay attention to Ntongwei's situation, but looked at Lin Tao. Now Lin Tao has become the focus of everyone's attention because he has received a water otter. This is one of the 3 royal families. Even at the public level, they are far superior to elves of the same level. Once successfully cultivated, one will never fall into the first tier. Seeing Lin Tao so lucky, everyone else was filled with envy, jealousy, and hatred. At this moment, Lin Tao had a satisfied smile on his face, and his teeth couldn't stop him, not to mention how happy he was. He had thought it was good to get a good elf, but he didn't expect to have such great luck. If it weren't for looking at someone here, he would have had to dance and cheer. Brother. Thanks to you. Lin Tao rushed towards Qin Ze with a face full of excitement, as if he wanted to be hugged by a bear. Go away. Qin Ze didn't want to hug such a chubby man. He felt nauseous at the sight and immediately picked up the Katy dog and jumped away. I won't do that kind of thing, just thank me and treat me to dinner. Qin Ze said while keeping a distance. Sorry. Lin Tao touched the back of his head with a smirk on his face. At the same time, Qin Ze looked at the water otter with an appreciative eye. Elf. Water otter male sign, level. Level 5, beginner, attribute. Water system, feature. Rapids, when one's physical strength is depleted, the power of water attribute moves will increase. Individual values. HP, 26, attack, 31, defense, 26, special attack, 28, special defense, 31, speed, 31, skills. Impact, wagging tail. Genetic skill. Water wave blade, carrying items. None, potential. Quasi-heavenly king level, future. A quasi-heavenly king level water otter. After becoming an elf of Lin Tao, the water otter began continuous special training to improve its level. After battles, the water otter learned more and more skills, and its understanding ability in water attributes was stronger than that of ordinary water-type elves. During the journey, it helped Lin Tao conquer more companions and has always been the ace elf in Lin Tao's team. In the end, helping Lin Tao ascend to the position of the head of the water-type dojo is an indispensable absolute combat power in the dojo. Seeing such a unique future, Qin Ze had to nod. Indeed, the little elves with different qualifications, including their masters, had a different future. Qin Ze, let's have a battle after the selection is over, so that we can learn more about our new companion's strength. Lin Tao said excitedly. For trainers, nothing is more attractive than fighting against elves. No problem. Qin Ze's fighting spirit was also stimulated, and the nearby Katy dog felt the owner's enthusiasm and immediately exclaimed excitedly. So let me, who has passed the referee's certificate, preside over it. At this moment, Antongue walked over, and she had an extra Ibu in her arms, which was chosen by Qin Ze for her. Antongue never dreamed that she could get such a cute and huge potential elf like Ibu, so she looked at Qin Ze gratefully and shyly. For elf performers, Ibrahimovic is definitely one of the best choices. After all, Ibrahimovic has the most evolved forms. In the future, based on Ibrahimovic's performance positioning, we can move towards different evolutionary forms. Most importantly, this Ibrahimovic also possesses the qualifications of a quasi-heavenly king. The potential for the future. It is even infinitely huge. Seeing Antongue's good luck in obtaining such a lovely Ibu, many girls envied her so much that their eyes were about to fly out. Half an hour later, the selection of elves had ended. Except for Qin Ze, Lin Tao, and Antongue, the elves obtained from the 19th shelf were all at the public level, with only one being at the elite level. This luck is indeed very mysterious. Okay. Let's get started. Finally, when we can fight. Qin Ze and Lin Tao looked excited and tacitly took a big step back, opening up enough distance for the battle. Katy Dog and Water Otter jumped onto the field without command, looking at each other with full fighting spirit. The battle between elves here immediately caught everyone's attention, and the protagonist was also Qin Ze and Lin Tao, who had received extremely talented elves, naturally attracting everyone to watch. Who do you think will win? I think it's a Water Otter. How could the fire type possibly surpass the fire type? It's really interesting to see Qin Ze, this genius, lose his first battle. So what if you get the first written score? It's not practical, it's useless. Don't talk, maybe Qin Ze will win later. You want to eat your fart, didn't you see that Katy Dog is at a disadvantage? How could fire win over water and not learn electric skills? That's right. If Qin Ze can win this, I'll stand upside down and wash my hair. There was a lot of discussion around, and everyone was waiting to see a joke. Qin Ze's top student aura was too dazzling, which made many people very disgusted. Whenever there was a chance, they would naturally fall into trouble. Water Otter. Impact. Lin Tao quickly ordered to seize the opportunity. The Water Otter is truly a highly qualified elf, displaying good courage even with simple skills and rushing towards the Katy Dog. Qin Ze did not immediately command the Katy Dog to dodge, but calmly watched. This makes many people couldn't help but want to laugh. It wouldn't be the first time they were nervous in battle, so they forgot to give orders. It seems that the victory has been decided. Chapter 7. Victory in First Battle, Double Experience Points. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Katy took a step to the right and then turned around. Just as the otter was less than 30 centimeters away from the Katy Dog, Qin Ze finally gave the order. Due to the increased intimacy, the Katy Dog reacted extremely quickly to Qin Ze's command and immediately made a simple move and turn, cleverly avoiding the impact of the Water Otter. Sparks. Simply put, the Katy Dog spewed out flames and threw them directly at the Water Otter's face. Water. The head suddenly burned, causing the Water Otter to panic and scream in pain, running back and forth on its short legs. Calm down. Hurry up and use the water wave blade on the left rear. Lin Tao quickly issued instructions upon seeing this. The otter quickly turned around, picked up the shell, and swung it hard, chopping out a blade formed by water. However, due to the inability to open their eyes and see the specific position of the Katy Dog, the attack went blank. Katy the dog didn't even need to move, just watching the water wave knife pass by. Water. Water. The otter anxiously kept using its water wave knife, attempting to hit the Katy Dog with a random hit. However, it can't see anything and its accuracy is very poor. To the left, to the right, lie down. Qin Ze calmly looked at the easily evasive water wave knife and gave a gentle command. Under Qin Ze's instructions, the Katy dog seemed to take a walk and easily dodged these water wave knives. At this moment, the flames on the otter's face had already extinguished, and it quickly opened its eyes to see the position of the Katy dog before launching a move. Long howl. At the same time, Qin Ze immediately ordered. The Katy dog immediately roared loudly with full momentum. Roar, roar. Water. The sudden cry instantly frightened the water otter, who had just been in a state of shock. Its expression was uncontrollable, and no matter how much Lin Tao shouted, it could not hear it. And the momentum of the Katy dog was even higher than before, with all its muscles taut and its eyes shining brightly, emitting a strong sense of war. This long howl is a skill that enhances one's own strength. If the user has a strong aura, it can also scare the opponent. Water otter. Now is not the time to be afraid, use a water wave knife quickly. Lin Tao placed his hands as horns at his mouth, almost shouting with all his strength. Afraid that the otter may not hear. When using the long howl skill, there is a moment when it cannot move, and coupled with the close distance between each other, just casting the water wave blade once is enough to defeat the Katy dog. But now the otter is in a state of panic, completely ignoring such advantages. When he comes to his senses, it's already too late. Katy dog. Sacrifice yourself for a collision. Qin Ze seized the right moment and ordered Katy dog to use his sacrifice to collide. The Katy dog, with an incredibly strong momentum, bounced its limbs into a silhouette, and its whole body collided with the water otter like a speeding motorcycle. Hurry up and dodge. Water otter. Lin Tao hurriedly gave an order upon seeing this. But the water otter was already scared, and with the distance between the two sides so close, it couldn't dodge and could only be hit and flew out like a live target by the Katy dog. Water. The water otter lay on the ground with a painful expression on its face, its eyes turning into fish plates and crashing incessantly. We have entered a state of near death and cannot continue fighting. The winner is Qin Ze's Katy dog. Antonio saw this result and announced it in a joyful tone. The people around me saw this expression gradually change from schadenfreude to shock. What did they see? Despite being at a disadvantage and having unfavorable attributes, how could Katy dog actually defeat the water otter in reverse attributes? How could this be possible? Is the agreed water system restraining the fire system? They are all level 5. What happened before them completely overturned the knowledge they had learned from textbooks in recent years. Qin Ze is amazing. I love you. Katy dogs are also great. I don't know who took the lead in shouting, but many people cheered for Qin Ze and Katy dog. By the way, which old man just said Qin Ze won by washing his hair upside down? He ran away. Get him back. Qin Ze didn't pay attention to what the people around him were saying, but instead praised the caressing of the Katy dog. Katy, thank you for your hard work. Katy. Katy enjoys Qin Ze's touch very much, and the comfort makes it forget the pain. Very good, didn't take much damage, the only focus is on the reaction force of sacrificing oneself to collide. Qin Ze murmured. Ding. Congratulations to Katy dog for successfully defeating the water otter. Gain 75 experience points. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully achieving their first victory, unlocking the double experience talent skill. Double experience points. After the battle ends, the spirit can obtain experience points and an additional experience point. Ding. Katy dog gains additional experience points, level up to level 7. Upon hearing the system prompt, Qin Ze's face was filled with joy. With double experience blessing, the speed of cultivating elves would be much faster. Fortunately, the elves in this world enhance their strength, just like in games, by constantly fighting and accumulating experience to upgrade. According to science, it means through extreme combat, tapping into one's potential, strengthening oneself, and constantly improving. Pop 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 pop. Not bad, not bad. As a beginner, it's a very exciting competition. At this moment, Principal Xing Anhu walked over while applauding, looking at Qin Ze with satisfaction. Lin Tao, don't be discouraged once you fail. Summarize your experience more and work hard. Today's failure will become your motivation to become stronger. Saint Anhu never forgets to comfort Lin Tao. Thank you very much, Principal. After hearing this, Lin Tao immediately recovered from his disappointment, with a high spirit on his face, and the water otter seemed to be inspired. So quickly, things become like masters. Qin Ze had to complain about this in his heart. Hello, Principal. When everyone saw the principal coming over, they immediately restrained their attitude and said hello loudly. Everyone should work harder and cultivate the little elves well. I believe you will definitely make a difference. By the way, 1 month from now, it will be our school's Newcomer Cup competition. If you are interested, you can sign up to participate. Students who perform well in the Newcomer Cup will receive more resources to cultivate elves. If they are in the top 3, they will receive even more generous bonuses and rewards. After hearing the principal's words, many people looked excited. The Pengcheng University Newcomer Cup competition is undoubtedly the biggest feast on campus. At that time, many big shots will come to watch. If you perform outstandingly and get the recognition of the big shots, you don't have to worry about the rest of your life. In addition, the generous rewards for the top 3, although not explicitly stated by Xing and Fox, have always been in the hundreds of thousands of yuan in previous editions, and the high-quality props for improving strength are definitely very tempting. Therefore, all the newcomers with elves are rubbing their hands and preparing to participate in this competition. Qin Ze, you will definitely participate. Then I will definitely be with the otter, and the shame of the past will come to an end. Lin Tao said with a determined expression. The water otter also raised its fist and demonstrated to the KD dog. Okay, we'll decide the winner then. Qin Ze also expressed his expectations. Will the Newcomer Cup be a competition? That will be the first step towards gaining fame. Chapter 8. Future Training Plan for KD Dogs, Seeking. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At night, everyone had already returned to the dormitory. Now Qin Ze is organizing materials, while KD Dog eats elf food next to him and starts playing with balls on his own. There are no skill learning machines in this world. To learn skills, one can only tap into the elves' potential combat consciousness, which means upgrading to a certain level can help them learn some moves. Qin Ze looked at the computer data and murmured to himself. According to research by scholars, as elves become stronger, they will revive the battle genes inherited from their ancestors, thereby learning the skills imprinted in their genetic inheritance. Of course, there is another way of learning, which is to observe the moves you can learn and then try your best to learn them. As for how to do this, it depends on the elf's qualifications and the trainer's ability. In short, if you want to match the perfect skill combination, there is no such thing as in games where you can learn with just one disc in your mind. Fortunately, the elves in this world don't have to forget their moves like in games. No matter how many moves they use, they will remember them. The only difference is their proficiency level. Skill proficiency is divided into beginners, veterans, experts, and masters. Different levels of proficiency result in vastly different effects, time consumption, and physical exertion. More importantly, it is also related to one's own level. So, it takes a lot of time and 3 to 5 years of effort for an elf to master a single move to the level of a master. It is even possible that the difficulty of upgrading may result in lifelong inability to master moves. Mastering one skill is so difficult, let alone learning multiple skills. Therefore, the vast majority of trainers will carefully choose the skills they need to study, allocate their training time well, and avoid being too greedy to chew on too much, resulting in various shortcomings after being specialized. So most trainers will let the elves master 4 skills. Only a few elves with sufficient resources and time, coupled with particularly good qualifications, will master 5 or 6 skills or even more. Katie Dog is a heavenly talent and can completely master 6 skills. However, he is still very weak and cannot learn much. It's better to learn the existing skills well and improve his strength first. After Qin Ze finished speaking, he circled the 3 words on his notebook. Spark, howl, and sacrifice. Then he switched to computer images and a photo of the wind dog appeared. The race value of wind dogs is very high, especially in terms of physical and special attacks. They are very powerful attackers, and their speed is not weak. If they can still learn divine speed, they are very powerful fast attackers. After thinking for a moment, Qin Ze immediately came up with a plan for cultivating Katie dogs in the future. Mainly focused on speed and physical attack, the most outstanding race value between Katie and wind dogs is physical attack, which is necessary as the first choice, with special attack as an auxiliary. As soon as Qin Ze thought of this, he immediately collected various training materials and gradually came up with the training plan for Katie dogs in his mind. Ding-ling-ling. At this moment, Qin Ze received a phone call from Antongue. What's up, Yaya? As soon as Qin Ze answered the phone, he used such a familiar title. Ah. I don't know if it's because of such a friendly nickname that Antongue's tone suddenly changed. On the contrary, Qin Ze thought it was nothing. In his previous life, he used to call Antongue that way. Do you have time to come to the school restaurant now? I'll treat you to dinner. Thank you for helping me choose Ibrahimovic. Antongue explained her purpose. Okay. Qin Ze did not refuse. After agreeing, he immediately went out. In order to provide students with a better living environment, Pengcheng University has set up some restaurant areas for students to choose to eat, and the prices are reasonable and not too expensive. Antongue chose a good Chinese restaurant, and as soon as Qin Ze entered, he saw her. Because of Antongue's attractive appearance, coupled with her simple casual attire, every move she makes is like a wealthy lady, making her the center of attention no matter where she sits. Here. Antongue saw Qin Ze and immediately stood up happily waving. Qin Ze immediately went over. Seeing a beautiful woman having an appointment has made many single dogs look envious, jealous, and resentful. IB. Katie. After seeing each other, Katie and IB immediately greeted each other happily, and then chased and played around, looking very harmonious. Qin Ze, thank you very much for choosing Ibrahimovic for me. I am so happy. Antongue said gratefully and gave Qin Ze a drink. This is nothing, we've been playing since childhood, so of course we need to help. Qin Ze replied with a smile. By the way, what are you planning to evolve Ibrahimovic into? There are many evolutionary paths for Ibrahimovic. Well, I didn't think about it either. Fairy elves are beautiful, ice elves are noble, leaf elves are heroic, and water elves are also good. I really don't know so many choices. Antongue helplessly stirred the drink. The evolution of Ibrahimovic is a great distress for both elf performers and trainers. It should be determined based on team configuration and training routes, and once you make a mistake, you cannot regret it. For people with choice difficulties, it is undoubtedly a major headache. Take your time choosing, anyway, the Ibrahimovic level is still very low, so the boat will naturally go straight at the bridgehead. Qin Ze said helplessly, if it were his words, ye didn't know how to choose. And you will definitely bring your Katie dog to the Newcomer Cup competition later on. Antongue dragged her chin and tilted her head to look at Qin Ze, adding a touch of cuteness to her, making it impossible to take her gaze away. Yeah, I want to become the strongest trainer. Seeing Antongue like this, Qin Ze's eyes couldn't calm down and he quickly drank a drink to calm himself down. This woman is so charming, she truly deserves to be the school flower of Pengcheng University. I wish you good luck and an excellent ranking. I will cheer for you when the time comes. After Antonghua finished speaking, she picked up a drink and turned it towards Qin Ze. Thank you very much. I also wish you success in becoming the most outstanding elf performer. Qin Ze immediately picked up a drink and clinked glasses with Antonghua, blessing each other. After eating and drinking, the two of them went back to their respective dormitories. The next day, Qin Ze went to the academic affairs office to request a trip. In college, there are two ways of learning. One is to learn knowledge on campus, and the other is to travel and gain knowledge through personal experience. The former is undoubtedly the fastest way to learn. However, Qin Ze believes that only through experience can one gain more valuable experience, which cannot be simulated by immersing oneself in school's combat equipment and classrooms. Katie Dog, let's take the first step towards the strongest path together. Katie Dog responded to Qin Ze with great momentum. Then, one person and one dog, step out of the campus at the same time, symbolizing the first step of travel. P.S. About skills. The acquisition of skills, including those used in battles, is not limited. In theory, all the skills on the panel can be learned, but the proficiency level may vary. The 6 skills written here. The theme is mastery. Elves with different potentials have different numbers of mastered skills. Chapter 9. Go to the secret realm of Pengcheng, seeking flowers, seeking. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After Qin Ze left school, he first went to the elf breeding house. This is the Elf Alliance, a place dedicated to helping people cultivate elves. According to the regulations of the Elf Alliance, it is not allowed to release elves at will. If one wants to release elves, they must go through layers of approval from the Elf Alliance, which is quite troublesome. Moreover, domesticated elves cannot survive in the wild. So we launched the Pokémon breeding house, which specializes in fostering Pokémon. Later on, many trainers chose to keep their Pokémon in a breeding house because they had too many Pokémon on hand, lacked energy, and had poor Pokémon qualifications, which made them reluctant to waste time. This has given the breeding house another profession, with dedicated personnel helping to cultivate elves. However, this service requires a considerable amount of money to be paid. At this time, in order to make up for the financial situation, the breeding house launched another service, which is to rent out the elves. Many trainers do not have the ability to obtain more Pokémon, but they choose to rent Pokémon to temporarily meet their needs because they need to accompany them for training and need to replenish their combat power when they go out to experience holding Pokémon. In this way, it can make up for the problem that trainers cannot afford to ask the breeding house to help cultivate, and also increase the income of the breeding house. Qin Ze considered going out for training and couldn't rely solely on Katie Dog. He needed more elves and wouldn't blindly tame them, so he needed to rent elves. The rental fees for different levels of elves vary, with those above level 20 taking 1,000 days, let alone those at higher levels. Of course, Qin Ze doesn't need such a high level. After careful selection, Qin Ze finally selected the Flying Mantis at level 30. This is an excellent quick hitter, and perhaps he can provide good experience in training Katie Dogs. The Flying Mantis at level 30 costs 500 yuan per day. I'll rent it for a month. Qin Ze didn't hesitate to rent for a month and paid directly at the moment. He has received many scholarships with excellent grades and can afford so much money. Of course, it's also very painful. Katie Dog, you must earn it back for me in the future. Qin Ze endured heartache and looked at Katie Dog, who was looking bewildered and tilted his head, not understanding what Qin Ze was saying. After renting the elves, Qin Ze boarded the bus and headed to the only D.level secret realm in Pengcheng. Since the elves came to this world, secret realms have often appeared. There are many powerful elves, precious medicinal herbs, important literature, and unprecedented technologies in the secret realm. So whenever the secret realm appears, all parties will try their best to enter it and become the first person to receive the greatest benefits. After the search and investigation of the secret realm is completed, it will be fully opened, providing others with access to experience it. The secret realm is divided into levels D to A, representing the level of danger. The lower the level, the weaker the elves in the secret realm. D-level elves are all within level 30 and are suitable for beginners to experience. As soon as Qin Ze got off the car, he saw many people at the entrance of the secret realm. Some were vendors, some were trainers, and some were responsible for maintaining order. Hurry up and buy it. Before entering the secret realm, prepare the food. Now buy 2 and get 1 free. We sell SOS distress devices here. If you are in distress, you can seek help in a timely manner. No wonder the secret realm is open for free, it turns out to rely on surrounding areas to drive consumption. Qin Ze saw this slightly speechless way. Then he ignored the shouting of these vendors and moved forward. He was already fully prepared to not spend money in vain. After completing the procedures, Qin Ze arrived at a space passage full of ripples. This is the entrance that comes with the secret realm, only this entrance can enter it. After Qin Ze nervously swallowed his saliva, he strode into it. When he stepped in, there was no imagined feeling of falling, flying, or weightlessness. But it's a very peculiar feeling. Afterwards, it appeared on a large plain. This plain is unobstructed, with no one else except for the trainers who also came in. In the distance are forests, where there are many wild little elves. Is this the secret realm? It's a bit different from what I imagined. Qin Ze said with a surprised expression, then picked up the map, which clearly marked what kind of elves were in different positions and what their levels were. Let trainers avoid accidentally entering too strong elf territory, which could lead to fatal accidents. I hope to meet potential elves here. Qin Ze looked at the pre-purchased red and white balls, and if he encountered someone with potential, he would accept them. If not, it's okay. After thinking about it, he followed the map to a forest where there were elves below level 10, and there were borrowed flying mantises, so there was no need to be afraid. Bobo. Not long after leaving, 3 waves emerged from the forest. Qin Ze immediately looked at this and found that they were all level 4 waves. Katy Dog. Get ready for battle. Upon encountering a siege, Qin Ze immediately prepared for battle. Compared to being surrounded by a group of fierce sparrows, this situation is much better. Bobo. These waves are flying towards the Katy Dog one after another, with their sharp beaks aimed at the Katy Dog, ready to peck. Jump back. When the 3 Bobo almost touched the Katy Dog, Qin Ze immediately ordered. The Katy Dog immediately took a small leap back, just in time to avoid Popo's attack. These 3 waves waved their wings and stabilized their bodies as soon as they saw the attack fall, ready to pursue further. Sparks. Qin Ze immediately ordered. The Katy Dog immediately spat out sparks and hit the 3 waves flying from the front. But these 3 Bobo also happened to hit the Katy Dog. We both suffer harm. Bobo. After all, Katy Dogs are at level 7, and the difference between the 3 levels has caused Popo to be burned in great pain, flapping their wings recklessly and rolling on the ground in an attempt to extinguish the fire. And although the Katy Dog was injured, it was very light. Katy jumps to the right. Use your body to crash. After Qin Ze saw that the 3 waves were exactly the same line, he immediately ordered the Katy Dog to jump over and launch an attack. Katy. Katy Dog jumped vigorously to the side of the 3 Popos, exerting all its strength to sacrifice and collide. Like a bowling ball, 3 waves were hit simultaneously within 1 second. They flew out in unison, hitting the big tree heavily before landing. With just this little effort, the 3 of them were put into a state of imminent death together. Ding! Congratulations to Katy Dog for successfully defeating Popo and gaining 150 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to Katie Dog for successfully upgrading to level 8 and learning a new skill to bite. Bite. Use sharp teeth to bite your opponent and attack, sometimes making them feel intimidated. After the system's warning sound came on, Katie Dog felt his whole body full of strength and took the initiative to bite a big tree. With a strong pull, he actually pulled off a large piece of bark. Is this learning new skills? Qin Ze was naturally happy as he watched the Katie Dog grow stronger, but when he thought of the battle just now, he showed a serious expression. This looks like victory, but it cannot satisfy Qin Ze. Chapter 10. The hard special training begins. Requesting subscription. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the just concluded battle, there was one thing that Qin Ze felt inappropriate about, which was to dodge the attack and then use a move. It's that gap that gives those 3 waves a chance to pursue. In fact, at that time, it was necessary to dodge while highlighting sparks, so as to not only achieve both offense and defense. It can also use sparks as a driving force to make Katie Dogs jump further. Indeed, practical experience is the best way to learn, otherwise many details may be missed. Qin Ze thought of this and decided to focus on cultivating the issue of both attack and defense of elves in the future. Katie, try jumping back while spitting sparks. Qin Ze might as well experiment now. Katie Dog immediately followed suit upon hearing this, but the reality was a bit different from what Qin Ze had in mind. When the Katie Dog jumps back, the sparks it spits out are not very powerful. Try again, the power is there, but the distance of the back jump is not as good as the first time. This led Qin Ze to discover a new problem. Attacking while dodging and defending sounds simple, but in reality, it is very about power distribution. If one is not good, it is impossible to do both well. This is undoubtedly a problem that needs to be overcome. Let's find a good place to train first. Qin Ze was not in a hurry. After calming the Katie Dog, he looked at the map, which indicated that there was an open space near the river, and there were few wild elves passing by, which was considered safe. So Qin Ze immediately went there as a temporary residence. After setting up the tent, I looked at the sky and it was already dusk. The time flow of this secret realm is consistent with the outside world, so there is no need to worry about time. Flying mantis, please. Qin Ze rented out the borrowed flying mantis. It has to be said that this flying mantis looks very imposing, like a swordsman. After all, it has gone through many battles and training, and has been upgraded, definitely much stronger than a Katie Dog. Flying mantis, please give me more guidance during this period. Could you please cooperate with me to train Katie Dogs? After Qin Ze finished speaking, he took out an orange fruit and gave it to the flying mantis to eat. After seeing this tree fruit, the flying mantis immediately took it and took a big bite, then nodded with a talkative expression on its face. Indeed, the principle of eating people with short mouths can also be applied to elves. Katie Dog is ready for battle, and the next step is brutal training. At this moment, Qin Ze changed his previous attitude and became a strict mentor. After feeling the owner's emotional changes, the Katie Dog hesitated for a moment, then adjusted its posture and entered combat mode, responding to Qin Ze's emotions. The flying mantis attacks me and Katie Dog non-stop with its continuous slashes. We can't stop until we can't move. Qin Ze immediately gave the order and walked to the side of Katie Dog. As a trainer, one must also improve their physical fitness, otherwise how can they face high-intensity battles? It's impossible to sit comfortably at the back and command elf battles without doing anything on your own. That kind of trainer has absolutely no future. That's why in this world of training, many people have excellent physical fitness, which may also be the reason why Xiaoju's body is so strong in the anime. When Qin Ze stood by Katie Dog's side, the flying mantis immediately flapped its wings at high frequency, transforming into a remnant and disappearing in place. In the blink of an eye, it came to Katie Dog's face and struck with a knife. Katie. Katy Dog has never seen such a terrifying speed before. It was so scared that it quickly jumped towards the side. Katy Dog. Keep your nerves taut, stare at everything around you, and pay attention to listening with your ears. Most importantly, you are a dog. Your nose is very agile, and once you smell the scent of a flying mantis, immediately avoid it. And fight back. Qin Ze quickly conveyed his ideas. Sometimes it's not enough for elves to only take action when they hear the trainer's instructions. When necessary, they need to learn to make their own judgments. Shoo, shoo, shoo. The next second, the flying mantis kept moving and waving its twin swords to attack. The attack was particularly fierce. In less than a minute, Qin Ze and Katy Dog were slashed all over their bodies. Unfortunately, Qin Ze's clothes are not guaranteed. Fortunately, I brought a lot of clothes, so don't cut them to my place. Qin Ze looked at his untidy clothes, and couldn't help roast in his heart. Then pay attention to the situation around you, and quickly jump left and right to avoid the attack of the flying mantis. The speed of the flying mantis is really fast, after all, it is a level 30 elf that ordinary people cannot catch up with. Everywhere are its remnants and blade lights. When Qin Ze looked around, he had to keep moving. Although he cannot see the flying mantis, he can detect its position through other means. The sound of breaking the wind and the light of the knife during the attack are all signs of attack. In addition, there is also the scent pursuit of Katy Dogs. As long as Qin Ze masters these, he will immediately take action and command the Katy Dog. Get down, jump back. Spit sparks at the same time. Katy Dog followed Qin Ze's orders as much as possible, tried to dodge, and with each attack, emitted sparks to counterattack. But unfortunately, it was too hasty, and the sparks emitted by the Katy Dog were not very powerful. Moreover, the flying mantis had already dodged and was quickly counterattacked. After more than 10 minutes, Qin Ze and Katy Dog lay exhausted on the grass. It's really not that simple. After resting, let's continue to work hard. Qin Ze knew that the first training was not possible to achieve the desired effect, so he encouraged Katy Dogs to continue to work hard. Katy Dog also smiled in response to Qin Ze. Looking at his cute and chubby face, Qin Ze immediately felt less tired. It's already dinner time now, and Qin Ze takes out the prepared elf food to feed Katy Dog and Flying Mantis. Watching them devour the elf food, Qin Ze felt a pang of heartache. Elf food is not just about being full, but also contains many beneficial nutrients for little elves. The more advanced the diet, the more nutrients it provides for the elves. If consumed for a long time, it can enhance their physical fitness. Moreover, different rations will have different effects in the long term. Some rations specifically enhance one of the 6 dimensions of race value, and some even enhance the ability to resist negative effects, such as detoxification, paralysis, and freezing. However, elf rations are also divided into 3, 6, and 9 levels. The more advanced and nutritious the rations, the higher the price. Even a few 100,000 bags are not the most expensive. So, elf rations can be said to be one of the hottest businesses on the market now. Qin Ze couldn't afford something too expensive, so he bought one for 1,000 yuan per bag. Although there are also 1 or 2 baidu, that kind of nutrition is very low, Qin Ze definitely won't buy it. It is said that elves of the same level and qualification will have different strength differences due to the different levels of food they eat. So if Qin Ze can buy something good, he must buy it well and never step back. Flying Mantis, can you teach Katy the secret of moving and attacking at the same time? Qin Ze was very satisfied with the Flying Mantis and requested,